Santiago Mamayans. Today we're joined by the up next fighting bantamweight champion of the world, the most dangerous PE teacher on the planet. We have on the renegade himself, Cody Gibson. Cody, how's champ life treating you, man?
Not too much different than any other, but my girl able to hold belt today. That was kind of cool. So, just hanging out with my family today.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And I see you got that shiner, man. Like, how do you feel about your performance in that fight? How do you feel with everything?
I mean, I think it was another, opportunity to dig deep when I had to. Um, I wasn't, I didn't think, I think I had some issues in the stand up, predominantly because I held a body triangle for damn near 5 minutes. Um, I took the Aljamain Sterling backpack approach that first round, and in the position we were in, I was against the cage, so I couldn't belly him out and try to finish him. And so I was kind of like, okay, I can keep this position. I know I can keep it, but I can't do a whole lot with it. He did a good job of controlling my wrist, and I was just kind of stuck there. So I had to keep it. And going from in between that first, second round, I was trying to have a poker face and not focus on my legs too much, but they were pretty rubbery going into round two. So, yeah, I wasn't super excited about my stand up in that second round, but overall, you can't complain, man. Every time you can get a win in this sport, you got to be grateful.
Hmm. And Cisco Rivera is a very tough opponent, man. And you got him out of there. But did anything surprise you about his approach or his style coming into the fight?
Um, Not particularly. I was surprised he threw leg kicks. I didn't think he would throw leg kicks just out of fear of getting taken down. Um, so he threw a few more leg kicks than I anticipated, and he didn't pressure me as much as I thought he might. If you watch some of his past performances, he kind of has, like I've said before, like almost like Charles Oliveira. Just forward pressure. Defense might not be the best at all times, but he's just going to try to drown you with pressure and volume and power. In his case, power punches. So I was surprised he held back a little bit more and didn't press me more. And that could have been too, to try to avoid the takedowns as well. You don't want to walk into him, so maybe that was a part of it. But other than that, nothing really surprised me. I think a guy like Francisco, you know what you're going to get when you fight a guy like that, and a black eye is not surprising.
Gotcha, man. Gotcha. And you got the submission win, I believe, in the third round. I believe that's your first submission win since 2013. So, like, when you hear that, like, does that surprise you? Does that shock you? Because obviously you've fallen in love with your hands. You've gotten TKOs last year, but did that stat surprise you that you haven't got a submission win since 2013?
Yeah, I mean, I train wrestling and jiu-jitsu all the time, and I feel like my jiu-jitsu's being a long guy. I'm able to use a lot of that stuff to my advantage, like just with like darce chokes and anacondas and stuff like that. And I don't know. Just a second, I got my girl Ella. What did I say, sweetie? We got to be quiet, okay? You guys can go to your bedroom if you need to. Sorry about that. My
Oh,
wife's
it's
at
all
the
good.
gym, and I got my girls right now. So, yeah, I'm glad I was able to get out and get some grappling in and do some jujitsu and wrestling and show that I'm multifaceted. And yeah, I'd like to rack up some more submissions on my record for sure.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And, I was looking through your Instagram story today and I saw that your daughters, held your belts. So, like, what did that mean for you to get the belt home? And, what was your reaction to them being with it?
Yeah, I just thought it would be cool to. They think it's cooler than I do. It's big, it's shiny, it's got little pearls on it, little sparkly things. So they were stoked. I thought it'd be too heavy for them. It's pretty heavy, but no, they held tough and they took a picture for me at least. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And any family plans, any vacations after, this fight, after this paycheck?
Not much. We're just kind of gearing up for Thanksgiving and trying to get. Man, life's been so busy with training and work, and so trying to kind of catch our breath and put away the fall decor and take out the Christmas stuff. I'm a Clark Griswold, man. I decorate pretty hard. So and we're heading out of town Friday for the weekend to go see my parents. So I got to get it done Thursday, but I believe it's sacrilegious to actually turn your lights on before Thanksgiving ends. So I'm gonna set it up, but I'm not gonna hit the power plug until the next day.
Awesome, awesome. And how long does it take you to put up all the decorations?
Uh, a long time, longer than I'd like. Usually run into some problems. Every year I add something or I change something. And so it's not like I have a system that I've been following and it's the same thing. It's always changes a little bit. So we'll see what this year brings, but usually it involves some hammers to my thumb, um, some cursing. But when it's all said and done and the lights are on, and the kids are excited, and you kind of get that Christmas feel, it's worth it. So
Mhm. And how thankful were you that this fight was before Thanksgiving? And like where you could just dive into all the food that you want, like after the fight. Like, how grateful are you that this fight was before Thanksgiving?
yeah, it just lined up really well. Not only because I have a week off work, but yeah, I've just missed so many holidays and events and times where people come together and enjoy good food. And so it's nice to be able to say that this year I'm gonna get to sit at the turkey table and do some damage. So I'm excited for it.
One Thanksgiving question to you: what are you most thankful for, Cody?
Oh man, my family, my health, I guess. Um, yeah, I guess I'm still. That was the closest I've ever come to being knocked out, I think, and or losing a fight via TKO. And so, knock on wood, I'm 27 in now, and no TKO or knockout losses. It's kind of something I pride myself in, but I don't want to test my chin as much as I had to. But yeah, my health's good. I'm healthy. I don't have any broken bones, no broken. I've got a long history of breaking my hands in fights, and no broken hands, nothing's too banged up. A little bit here and there, but nothing too bad. And yeah, I'm just happy to be home with my family at this point.
Gotcha, gotcha. And I saw your referee was Frank Trigg. Was that correct?
Yeah, it was. It was cool to see him. Yeah, for sure. I think there's just like a certain comfort when I mean, I respect all the referees, and I've had some great referees in the past, but knowing that Frank's been in the trenches, and yeah, it was pretty cool to have him ref my fight.
Awesome, awesome. You just need to get Chris Levin as your next referee, right?
Yeah, does he do refing or judging or both?
I think both, a little bit of both, I believe.
Yeah, I've seen him at a couple of events before. Yeah, I need Lieben in there too,
You got to complete the circle of MMA fighters turned referees.
for sure. It's crazy that Lieben's like, I mean, if you'd have talked about Chris Lieben 10 years ago, 12, 15 years ago, when he was kind of in his Ultimate Fighter days, to see him kind of come full circle like he has, is pretty cool.
hmm And I also saw that Antonio Banuelos was in your corner for this one. I don't know him personally, but what can you tell me about him? And how did you get in contact with him? When did you start working under his wing?
Yeah, when I moved to the Central Coast over here in San Luis Obispo area, just over 2 years ago, he's really taken over the realm, taking the reins, so to speak, here at the pit. John Halkeman's, still does stuff with the team as well, but he's got focused on other things and his gym and other things, and so Antonio kind of runs the fight team, and he's a wealth of knowledge and. Just the kind of guy that would give you the shirt off his back, he's super passionate about what he does, and he's always cracking jokes and making things fun because sometimes in this sport it can be really serious all the time. And so he always talks about PMA, positive mental attitude, and having a good attitude every day when you come into the gym. And I've learned so much from him, so I'm very blessed to have Antonio in my corner in my life.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And, you know, after following this win, man, I mean, I know you want to have a very active 2023, but where do you go from here? Like, do you have any plans for like next year, and what do you see yourself doing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that this one kind of opens some doors, you know. Um, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds, but I, I'm no different than any of these other guys. You know, you want to fight for the biggest prize. We're prize fighters, and so wherever that is, I like fighting guys with that are highly respected with names or up and comers that have a lot of hype. I like being the underdog. You know, I think I relish in that kind of when someone tells me or when people don't think I can do something, I think there's something about that I really get behind because I like the challenge. So looking for, I always say big names and big checks. And so I don't know where that's going to be, but I'm hoping it opens some doors. I feel like over the last couple of years, I've built a pretty good resume. Um, a couple hiccups here and there along the way, but for the most part, I think I've shown that I can compete at the highest level. So I'm hoping that some doors open, some opportunities present themselves in the next few months, and yeah, we can get busy in 2023.
Sounds like a plan, man. One door that we've wanted to open for you is the UFC, man. Like I've been campaigning for you to return to the octagon, but at this point in your career, do you feel like do you still have hope that you're gonna make it back in the UFC, or what's your mindset on that right now?
I don't know. I mean, never say never. Their business model seems to be getting guys young, you know. But at the same time, my old college wrestling teammate Josh Emmett's about to fight for a UFC title, and he's a couple years older than I am. Aljamain Sterling's pretty much, I think, about my age. He's a champ. So, I still am in what I consider to be my prime. My experience, I think, any regression in physical traits is made up for in spades with my experience um, and I still feel really good physically too. So, I don't close any doors. I'm always open to things, but I'm also very vocal about fighters' rights and what I think is right. I think a man stands up for the things he believes in, and that's something I think fighters should be. We should. It should. A lot of things need to change in the sport, um, but yeah. So I don't know if that's kind of gonna bite me or ding me and not give me any opportunities. But I'd rather stand on my principles than not. Um, and so we'll see what happens. I'm hopeful that like I said, some doors open in the next few months.
Awesome, man. Awesome. And before I let you go, man, your Instagram bio reads, I wear a lot of hats, figuratively speaking. I actually don't own that many hats. So I got to ask you, how many hats do you actually own?
So it's funny because I used to be a guy that would buy one hat and I would just wear that one hat every day. And until that hat was like, you could barely recognize it. And then when it retired, I'd buy a new hat, since I probably have like maybe 5 or 6 hats, but I have like a hat I work in. I have a hat, and I'm a PE teacher, so I need more hats because every day I get to wear a hat. So, and I sweat in them every day. So, I got to rotate them. I got to wash them. But yeah, I have a few now, but for a long time I was a one hat, and it was a staple on my head. So,
Awesome, man. And like that's a question that I've been meaning to ask you for like multiple interviews now. I just keep forgetting on asking it. So thank you for answering, Cody. I think that's all the questions I had for you. I just want to thank you again for the time. What do you have to say to the people, champ?
oh man, I was honestly like so humbled and overwhelmed with all the support I got for this fight. I was going down to Francisco's backyard and down in the Los Angeles area, and I just had so many people make the trip down to LA, fly in from across the country. Um, I felt like I was the hometown guy, even though I wasn't, And for me, and I'm not a guy who like relishes in the spotlight or even really wants it. So it was nice. It was really encouraging, to be in there and hear your name being chanted and the support that I had. And I was just very humbled by the whole thing, and I hadn't fought anywhere in the state in a long time. So yeah, I just want to thank everybody that tuned in, that showed me support on social media or shot me a text or came all the way down to watch the fight and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, man, just humbled, honored, privileged, and yeah, I guess that's it.
Awesome. Best. Congrats on an amazing win, Cody, and I hope to see you soon. Okay.
Chris, take care of yourself, man. Happy holidays.